Welcome back to the class, everyone. We are in the second match of the final week of 5v5. We're up against Prior 2, and Prior 2 has a big boy roster. Looking in here really quickly, he has, oh my gosh, 591 more relic levels than us. That's going to be a pain. He also has Profundity, and he has 18 total GAC Omicrons, and he has Jabba. So this guy has a huge advantage on us. I don't think, do we have him in beat? Yeah, okay, we haven't beaten mods. That is our only winning category. Other than that, he has us pretty much destroyed and everything, and his defense is also really raunchy. He put 6 Galactic Legends on defense. So we have R9 solo. I don't condone that, but okay. R9 Jabba also probably, anyways. Yeah, he has 3 Galactic Legends, and then he has Qui-Gon down below, so that'll be fun. I assume Qui-Gon will be easy at least. And then up top, he has Malgus, SLKR, JML, and JMK. So, dude has a loaded front wall with 6 Galactic Legends. He might have enough tools to piece together to beat one of my walls. I think especially the bottom one. I'm almost contemplating if I should have put C back in here, because then it would have been a little bit tougher. Because right now, if he can manage to like Bounty Hunter, Dash, Tarkin, something, the Lord Vader team, and then he can just see Malgus, and then he pretty much gets 2 free walls. But let's go ahead and find out. And here come our battles. So this whole stream, or this whole match, off meta and like stupidity going right, I guess. So we're gonna go ahead and take down the SLKR, and I want to do without a Galactic Legend because he posted a ton. So we brought in our standard Jedi armor comp, and the reason why I'm not just using the full Jedi comp with old Ben is because he's on defense with Starkiller. I think the Lumicron might kind of change that for me here pretty soon, but for the time being, this is what we're going to be trying out. So we go and we immediately take out their Hux. I'm not even sure if I did this in the right order. I know that getting the 3 stacks of Beskar on Luke is really what we're going for, and luckily for us, the SLKR is not health modded. He is primarily offense, so it's not going to do all that much damage. So we're going to be able to come in and actually drop him before he even gets to ult, which I was a little surprised by, especially because we took in the full team, so that way he was able to get more ult charge. So we go ahead and take in our SLKR versus Malgus. Now a little weird here, we have to use our non-galactic legend to beat the galactic legend, as well as the galactic legend to beat the non-one, but he still has both his Almi and Datacron, so this one's going to be a little bit harder. And now, yeah, we just had to swipe immediately. We have a paper zombie, so now she's pretty much just never going to die. And Darth Revan isn't going to stack enough damage to wipe Doc out on an AoE, so we should be entirely fine here. You can see they're doing quite a few hits, quite a few back-to-back hits on my zombie. I think the team is pretty high relic, if I remember correctly. They're all R7, R8, but ultimately we get our ults, and now they'll either start to drop or we'll just decrease their mastery. Probably should have been aiming to decrease Malgus's mastery most of all, because he's going to be the hardest to kill. And luckily, once we do that, he just drops really easily. So yeah, again, they're a billion turns on zombie. The zombie really doesn't care. If we don't, I guess I should make note of this. It's not wise to do the swipe first if you have a really thick zombie, because then Malgus can rip it off and it replaces with shock, and then you don't have a cleanse to get rid of it. So the paper zombie, unfortunately, is still kind of relevant. And took a little bit longer than I wanted it to, I guess, but now we're going to be able to drop Malgus. His mastery is already negative into the position that he would have started in, and then he just kind of dies. So very easy on that one. It always is. Now, again, we get to take out Jedi Master Luke, and we have to do this using a off-meta counter. So we're going to go ahead and throw in our Tuskens to get rid of their cooldowns, and then we're going to follow up with Grievous. And this is a little bit nice because they go directly after Newt, and when they go after Newt, that kind of just lets us take control of the battle, even with JML's like unique cleanse. One of the nice things was on the enemy team, the enemy comp is pretty good, but there's no cleanse on it. There's no Jedi Knight Revan, there's no Shakti, there's no Barris. So once we really start landing the target lock and we get past their like one-time cleanse, there's not a lot they can really do about it. So now, again, they've gotten their cleanse, and we lose Magna. That was unfortunate. I would have liked for him not to have died. And now we're going to have to deal with the rest of everything else. So luckily, we're able to come in. We're able to hit quite a few target locks there. And this is looking pretty good to me. I know that they have their buffs and stuff, but JML's about to keel over. And as long as we can kill Jolie before he revives, and the team doesn't have a leg to stand on. And I contemplated just, you know, taking forever for this to work, or just timing out and then killing the rest of the team. But we've been having to multi-shot so many of this stuff. I didn't think that was very wise. So we just go all in. We get our 37 banners, and now we're gonna have to do a very similar thing with JMK, where we're gonna have to take in bounty hunters to snipe out Cat, and then I'm gonna try to use Bad Batch to beat the rest of it. So this counter it's been a while since we've used it because the datacrons have kind of messed things up. But we're able to get it to work perfectly. They didn't have a fast enough character to ruin it, and now the rest of the team is gonna die, and that was expected. That I don't know if I've ever seen anyone get 2 kills with this team. We pretty consistently kill Cat, and then the rest of the team wrecks us. It kind of wanted to get this to a point where their cooldowns are gone enough that we can come in and not have to worry about things. They did have a really low turn meter, though, so we come in with Bad Batch, and I don't know if I love how everything started, but Bad Batch eventually are able to take over. They got the healing immunity onto my Echo. I pass the turn to him, trying to get that down, and this is really awkward thing about this guy's modding, is he actually has GK modded for protection, which typically, in almost every single battle, that actually is really bad. Like, you don't want your GK modded for protection. It's primarily defense and or health, but in this match, it actually creates a pretty massive problem because the exposes do significantly less damage. Luckily, we're able to almost kill GK there, but we did kill the other 2 sides. And now I'm a little worried. I don't have very high relics on this team. My Omega she's R1 and everyone else is R5 for Lord Vader. So I'm pretty sure we actually just don't kill JMK. I think we need more offense than we really have to be able to do that. Awkwardly enough, I think high relic Omega assisting every turn and dealing true damage is kind of what does that. But I want to kill GK, because if we kill GK, then Wampa can come up and finish off JMK, and then we can keep doing our whole like 5-shot team or whatever. So this does take a minute to get GK down. Honestly, this is the most frustrating part of maybe the entire match, is GK just not wanting to die. I'm like, okay, we've done everything here, and I think one of the actual parts of it was him being modded for protection, because the exposed damage that was coming from my Hunter and Echo and whoever else, it's just not doing that much when he's getting his protection recovery back, and JMK just keeps giving him damage moon. It's a very, quite honestly, this was a pretty frustrating part of the match. Like, just die. So eventually he does go over, and we fast forward a little bit. You can see that we're not going to be able to get JMK down. You can do this if you have good relic levels and good offense, but ultimately that just times out. And we go ahead and bring in Wampa, and this is a very simple battle. You just kind of have to go through the motions here. For whatever reason, JMK, even with the stacking damage on his middle ability, he can't keep up with Wampa stacking damage. He gets ult really fast there. And because JMK doesn't have any form of daze, we're able to pretty consistently counter and do a lot of damage to him. So, and the dots do help when they stack them on JMK. They don't deal damage to him, but it does stack our own offense, and at least while those dots are present. So eventually we're able to keep getting him down. We get him close. He keeps healing, but again, our offense we're gaining is outpacing his, especially because when Wampa has his Omicron, he gets double the amount of bonuses versus single characters, which is why I really didn't want to have to try to take Wampa versus a JMK and a GK at the same time, because then I would lose essentially half those bonuses, and I've never done that before. It might work, but yeah, I didn't really want to have to find out the hard way. So we go ahead and take in Wampa, and he kills him. So good job, Wampa. We're getting through these teams. I guess this is just one giant multi-shot stream. So we're going ahead and take in our C versus the Ray, and this Ray would be a lot simpler if they didn't have Dash or Ben. One of the two not being here would have been a lot better. So we'll go ahead and link up Dash, just because the amount of turns he's going to take is going to allow us to get our ult really, really quickly here. The reason why Dengar's there, because I didn't have any other Sith, and he was R5, and I had a Datacron, so I kind of needed that to make the work. And he's pretty tanky, actually, so I figured he would survive long enough that we would actually be able to do something. So unfortunately, they perfectly kill all of my characters right before Ray's first ult, so now I have super low health and almost just die. Luckily, we did annihilate Dash, so he's gone. He's not coming back. And I'm thinking now, okay, I need to do the link now, because if I don't do the link now, they very likely kill me. I know that a lot of people have made comments about Ben, but I mean, R9 Ben, and I'm in the red, probably just gonna knock me out. So we go ahead and do the link right now, and actually link Ben and BB-8, just because number one, I want to steal the protection, and they're probably going to be taking a lot of turns here. And Rey ultimately doesn't really crit to begin with, so the Link isn't that valuable. Actually, I think she crits anyways, because she's a galactic legend. So we end up going that on those two. And what I want to do here is I want to try to basic on Rey after, drop her below the 50% health, and then once she's dropped below, my big zap will actually just kill Ben entirely, because C's attack prevents revives, and that'll take care of him. So he does land like this 4-turn healing immunity or whatever it is, so that's inconvenient. But we do manage to get our zap off. We get rid of Ben. That was very nice. And then we re-relink, but the healing immunity really ate us. We didn't get the health steal from that, so ultimately dropped a few banners that really maybe rethink that health steal on the crown. I think that is going to make a difference in a few fights. Now, again, continuing the theme of 2 shots, we're going to go ahead and take in our JML versus this Lord Vader team. Probably should have cleansed with that very first hit, honestly, to get rid of the dot so we could gain turn meter. Yeah, that was probably a misplay there, but my whole goal here, I have really one goal. Kill Thrawn. Because if Thrawn dies, then I can pretty easily come in and take my Bam Fennec team and just do the 2-man like we would in 3v3 quite easily. Maul doesn't really matter that much. But if like a Thrawn fractures Bam, you instantly lose. Like there is no coming back from that. So we're able to take out Royal Guard and Thrawn. I tried to get in a few hits on Maul just for fun. But ultimately it doesn't matter much. Lord Vader, Kron does Lord Vader, Kron things. And they're all pretty high relics too, so that doesn't help either. So yep, they get the kill on us, and then we come in, like I said, with our Fennec Bam. And now again, this is pretty much just the 3v3 battle that we did over and over again last season. And wanted to be able to get contract closer to now. We didn't, so I'm like, all right, let's just get the armor shred on Stormtrooper. We're probably going to need it anyways. We should just be able to basic one-shot their Maul there, and then once he's out of the picture, that'll make things a little bit easier. So we get him down, and I'm looking at Storm, and I'm like, okay, you probably don't need 3 stacks of armor shred, so let's see if we can just get you down with basics. And also, I don't think we had much of a choice, because the ability block was there for the first turn. So still going pretty strong here. The ability, or the whatchamacallit, land at the right time. Stormtrooper drops his defense up, so that was nice. Now we're able to kill him, and I probably should have tried to get the armor shred on Lord Vader before now, because now he's going to get 5 turns in a row where we're just not going to have the opportunity to. Luckily, this is not a very high protection Lord Vader for being R9. He only had, it was only 1 or 2 protection primaries. Like, he had crit damage and speed or something like that. So it was not the best modded Lord Vader, but I guess still R9, so that's fun. And yeah, eventually we just get enough armor shreds on him that he has pretty much no defense, and just kick him down to the ground. So he can get his ult, he can get the ability blocks, but ultimately our basics is what's going to be able to kill him. So he dies, and we move on. 43 banners there. Again, another multi-shot. So now I've never done this battle before, and there's honestly a lot to learn. So we go ahead and take in our Vader with his Kron versus this team. And there's a few things. There's a lot of moving pieces here, and quite frankly, I do not know for those characters' kits. Like, we tried our best. I tried my best to ask chat, but these are just so new of characters that this is probably going to be a pretty difficult match. So I'm like, I know that Chrysanthemum can drop cooldowns, which is a pretty big threat to my Vader, especially because of how the revive works. I'm like, yeah, he can kill me, that's fine. I just don't want him to do that. So luckily he doesn't do it to me. And then, this was dumb. So I didn't realize that Bush's grenades do 40% max health damage. I thought it was something lower, like 20, and we would have survived the whatchamacallit, but instead I go into Merciless, die, lose Merciless, and now I can't go into it again because it's on cooldown. So if I had known that, I would have basicked first, and after basicking, we would have died, we would have gotten to Merciless, and I don't know if we would have won, but we would have gotten significantly farther than we did there. So that was a misplay, and that was unfortunate. We take in CLS versus Qui-Gon. This is a pretty simple match, as always. Just make sure that their Jedi Anakin is stunned when you kill Qui-Gon, and then ride off into the sunset. There's really not a lot they can do. Even Barris kind of makes this battle go on a lot longer than I would have liked it to, but it ultimately just didn't matter. We get rid of Jedi Anakin, focus down Cam next, just so he doesn't one-shot someone important, and then Ayla and Barris aren't going to do much on their own. So go ahead and take them down, and now we have to go back and finish off that Rey. So I'm not 100% confident in this, but we take our Geos versus her and Holdo. Unfortunately, she gets back over 50% health before we're able to do anything. So that kind of sucks, actually. All right, let's get her to damage immunity. Let's try to one-shot their Haldo over there, so we don't have to deal with her damage immunity. And now I guess she'll get ult. We should tank it pretty well with all 6 characters there, and then we'll come back and we'll just kill her after she gets her ult. So luckily we were able to get Haldo out. That all transpired really well. Again, I would have liked for her not to have gotten above 50% health, so we could have just killed her outright instead of having to deal with this whole mess right now. And like I said, we're at full health protection. She gets her ults. Nobody dies. We go ahead and take our offense up and make sure to target Spy so he gets the extra hit. Almost kind of have a tragic defeat there, but it's really not enough. And then we just go ahead and smack their last character. So now, coming into this, we have won the match. Our opponent we went top, as we saw. Oh, the reason we didn't show ship battles is because I actually got busy and was not able to finish the stream. So we came in, we 2-shot this with First Order and Radis. We've done that exact battle many times. Malevolence and then Rebels here. Nothing really new or exciting or eventful really happened in those fights. And then he struggled pretty hard on my defense. We're only winning by 70 banners. So you'll see in here, he dropped a lot of battles. If he would have been more efficient, he actually would have won, even though he took bottom and we took top. Because we were not efficient as well. We dropped a ton of battles. So yeah, he failed on Lord Vader as well as Maul. He one-shot our back wall, and then he really struggled up top. And even, I think we're still 2 hours away from the match being over, but even if he can take one of these down, it's not going to be enough. He has to beat both. So struggled with gas, took 3 battles there, took 2 battles against my Star Killer. Can't get the other 2 teams down, and yeah, we're end up getting the win, and now we're officially 5-4 for the season, or 5-3 for the season. We'll see, I guess, if we can go on a super positive note, but honestly, I'll take this. So thank you guys for watching, and as always, stay awesome.